Wanna go to Australia? It's a beauty there, mate. Ripa, this is as dangerous as they get round here. I'm Araknie and these are the adventures of Down Under Dan, if you can believe it. So this is an FMV point and click that I've wanted to play since forever. And I've been put off by one element that I saw once being played by somebody else. And I said to myself, it can't be that bad. Turns out it's more bad than what I thought. But there's some charm here. Starting from how they develop the story. I'll just touch on some points of it because I need to entice you into playing this game yourself. The vote will make you think that you don't need to do that, but you do. Remember, I use the full scale. So it starts with Down Under Dan, that's his full legal name, doing a transport job in a very cheaply bought plane. It's going well in reality until the word only flying emu smashes against your window. Tough luck, I guess. From there we have to survive a crash landing and our poor Dan loses a lot, but not all, of his memory. Most importantly, he forgets about his goal in life, to find opals. How sad to lose one purpose just because an endangered species tries to kill you. Happens all the time in Australia and nobody even talks about it. So you go around trying to find somebody who knows about your condition while accidentally, or intentionally, solving other people's problems. And I like that it all connects back on itself. That's a good sign. Everything happens as a direct consequence of something else you did previously. There's also a days system, not real time, but based around you doing certain objectives. Reaching a certain point in the story will send you to sleep for the next day, so that your adventure happens over the course of 4 of these. That allowed the developer to put some interaction only available on certain days. Like the pub that only opens on Sundays and that's the 4th of them. So you preemptively know when you get there that this is a place to keep in mind to come back at a later date. And they took very much care of this. Every character was shot on location and in the open. That ain't cheap. And allowed them to have plenty of good quality video scenes without having everything feel like a set. That's pretty cool. Plus, I really wanna praise the humor here. It's constantly solid and makes me laugh at a lot of stupid stuff all the time. Plus, some surprising moments really got me good. And to think that the majority of the actors are the developers themselves. They're pretty good at comedy voice acting, the lot of them. Doing voices, jokes, wordplay, rhymes, they've got them all. And seriously, 90% of the dialogue is ageless, and that's a great quality. The funny stuff is plenty and made me laugh so often that you could basically call it comparable to that ageless LucasArts script. Was pleasantly surprised by this. So many scenes got a real loud laugh out of me. Also, another system is the health bar you get this time around. Very peculiar to have it, but very needed to make you really feel the danger of your actions. After all, you can eat to heal yourself, and there is an infinite amount of special food in a place you can always come back to. No biggie then, that's pretty fair. You can also die in so many ways. On that note, and now, a poem. What a marvelous bird is the pelican. His beak can hold more than his belly can. Get hit in the head by one, you're sure to be dead, my son. A marvelous bird is the pelican. By the Power Vision Team, 1995. But yeah, there are a few action sequences, but it's like a few of them. Most of the times you die, it's because of your own fault, especially if you jump off a cliff, or use the wrong item on something or somebody. So stuff related with point and click classic interactions. But as you might have noticed, they make them always funny so they don't get annoying. Every new death gets its own special message, sometimes a cutscene or even an FMV. It gets pretty involved, to be honest. I like all the effort they have put out so far, but it almost entirely vanishes because of a place that you likely spend 70% of your time in. This is no exaggeration when I'm talking about the mines. Oh yeah, the labyrinth of the mines. For this section of the video, I've decided to try to make you feel the pain of traveling through this place. Anxiety mode on. This is the only place of travel you have and it's divided in 2 sections. You need to press buttons in both of them, so most of the times you gotta go to both. And to do that, you gotta drop and take damage, so you'll have to be going out and taking food again every time you fall and exit through here. 20% damage each fall. Then you gotta climb this part every time, but they change the paths you gotta take, the others are deadly. Using this map helps you to understand the trial and error and to follow the lines made by the colors, but you can still choose the wrong one. If you fall, you lose 10 or 30% of your health or your life if you're high enough. And you consume 20 anyway because you use lots of your energy to do this. That is fair, you see, here's my explanation. I hope that clears it up for you. Then go here and fall again, another 20. And that's only the natural damage. Inside the mines there's also bats and spiders, so you gotta shoot them, but you can't until much later. Gotta get damaged by the bats, and that's 10 of your health gone each time. And avoid the route when you see the spiders and try another one. Oh, and don't worry, you gotta get around here so many times because you need the area codes to teleport. Why a teleportation machine? Ask Mad Mike, he's the inventor around these parts. So you need to get to different area codes. For the first couple times you'll be in here, you don't even have a map, so good luck with that. Pen and paper will help you here, because you need to get to different numbers and one letter. A. They are all over the place, and to know anything, you get that important piece of paper. But don't worry, the mines rotate. Oh yeah, they do. You basically can't understand where you're going unless you stop and think really hard at every intersection to gather where you came from so you can guess where the other two roads go. Sounds reasonable, like a real reasonable way to lose your mind. At least you did it while playing video games. This has to be the most incredible labyrinth I've ever played in a point and click. Rotating, full of enemies and having to go in it over and over again because you need to go to every single dead end to find switches to activate a teleportation machine that you need to go back to and throw every time. But I did it because it was still magnitudes better than the entirety of the stealth affair. And if I completed that, this could only be a cakewalk by comparison. Also, I gotta do it, but I'm gonna skip talking about the art style. I mean, look at this. It's digitized photos and videos. What is there to talk about? For me, nothing. Musically, it's a masterpiece. Paul Combs, you did a great job indeed in this piece. This feels like I'm in a circus, and I wanna become a clown. And I don't wanna become a clown, but if it was with music like this all the time, I would. Add the Benny Hill theme to it and the soundtrack to Aero the Acrobat and I could make it a lifetime job. It's also jolly and a bit inspired and dreamy and aloof and ridiculous and scary and I feel really silly. Okay, I might have gotten heart palpitations listening to this soundtrack outside of the game, but it got me so energized that I ran for half an hour more my usual the day after I started working on this video. I'd say that's a good result. So let's conclude by saying that this time around we got a 6 out of 10 for the adventures of Down Under Den. There's something really special hidden here, under the crust of decency. Just remove the entirety of the mines and create other means of transportation and you've already solved half the problem. Then insert more outdoor screens and there you go, you got a masterpiece. I'm not even joking about that. If you wanna see me play the games that I will review plus some extra stuff, catch me on Twitch at Araknie Retro. It's my natural habitat, you see? Until next time, ciao ciao!
I hope you like it down under, Dan.
Oh no.